Hello FPL managers, today we've got the buy hold sell for GameWeek 15. In today's video we'll look over 2 buy options, 2 hold options and 2 sell options to assist you guys with your transfer planning for the upcoming game week. If you guys want to get the extra edge this FPL season, then click the top link in the description to get yourself 65% off Fantasy Football Fix Premium and also get yourselves our free strategy guide. So just before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to show support for the channel, as we are trying to hit 7k subs by the start of Game Week 15, and also click that notification bell so you guys don't miss any future uploads. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Starting off with the buy options, Diogo Jota is the first buy option on their list, as he is coming off recording 8 points in Game Week 14. This has now meant that in his last 3 games, Diogo Jota has produced 4 goals and looks to be an incredibly good value option in midfield at 7.9 million. Furthermore, I would be expecting his price to rise in the coming days, as he is one of the most transferred in players so far this game week, and he did produce some great underlying numbers in Game Week 14. These include an XG of 0.38 and an XA of 0.79, as he had 2 shots, one of which was on target, and also attempted a game high 3 assists. So with Wolves, Villa, Newcastle and Spurs as his next 4 opponents, plus a fairly good extended run of fixtures after this, I definitely think it would be a good time to jump on Diogo Jota if you don't currently own him, especially over the Christmas phase. Joshua King is the second buy option on the list, as despite blanking in Game Week 14, has some very strong upcoming fixtures and has been producing some great underlying numbers over the recent game weeks. The £5.7 million forward has a relatively low ownership, which is sitting at just 5.2% currently, and his underlying stats make him an incredibly good value forward option, especially considering the likes of Raul Jimenez coming into poor fixtures. The Watford forward has already recorded 5 goals this season, which has been accompanied with 3 FPL assists as well, as he has taken the 3rd highest amount of shots in the team with 25. 10 of these have been on target, which is fairly impressive, as he has a very high XG of 5.77 and a decent XA of 2.08. Actually, amongst all of his Watford teammates, he does have the 2nd highest projected FPL points this season, despite only playing a handful of minutes. Speaking of his fixtures, he faces Man City, Brentford, Burnley and Palace as his next 4 opponents, so despite Man City next being a difficult fixture, Watford do have a decent run of fixtures after that, where he could definitely prove to be good value in. Now on to the hold options. Heung-min Son does remain as a hold option once again, as he has been there for 2 consecutive game weeks. Obviously people are getting frustrated with the Spurs game getting cancelled against Burnley, but Tottenham still have some 2 very promising fixtures coming up, where they face Brentford and Norwich both at home. This is then followed up by Brighton and Leicester, which are still fairly decent fixtures, so I definitely think with Tottenham's next 4 opponents, Son could still be a good hold. Especially if you are a Son owner currently, now is not the best time to get rid of him, as he has recorded 60 FPL points with 4 goals and a 3.54 XG. To accompany this, he also has 18 attempted assists, so despite the returns not being there recently, he has got some decent underlying stats. So once again, with Norwich at home as his Game Week 15 opponent, I definitely wouldn't be looking to move Son on, as he is actually one of the highest transferred up players coming into next game week. Conor Gallagher moves to the hold list this week, as despite blanking in Game Week 14, also has some decent fixtures coming up, despite facing Manchester United away in Game Week 15. The Palace forward has been very impressive so far this season, and does actually find himself to be one of the highest scoring midfielders in the game so far, as he is actually the 4th highest scoring midfielder behind the likes of Salah, Mane and Jota. So for a £6.2 million midfielder that has recorded 70 FPL points so far, I still definitely think he's good value, and where there's good fixtures coming out from Game Week 16 through 20, I think it could be a good chance to hold. Obviously he did play quite shallow in his game against Leeds, but I am hoping this can change, as he definitely has more impact on the Crystal Palace attacking outlet when he's playing in cam. So with 4 goals, a 4.13 XG and 22 attempted assists, I do think he could be a good hold. Ben Chilwell commences the sell options this game week, as he does have that long-term injury, where he is due back around January 15. The Chelsea fullback is coming in at £5.8 million currently, and his ownership has already dropped to 6%, so there definitely is potential there for a price reduction as well. He obviously has been very impressive so far this year with 54 FPL points, getting himself 3 goals with a 1.13 XG, but has attempted just the 10 assists. Obviously, with the plethora of game weeks that is going to be coming up over the Christmas duration, it will be key to move him on from the squad if you still currently own him, as it's no doubt that his price should decrease by 0.1 more in the coming days, and it is a waste of £5.8 million. And as the second sell option on the list, it is Raul Jimenez, who did blank in Game Week 14 with just the 2 points. A lot of Jimenez owners were fairly hopeful coming into the 2 fixtures of Norwich and Burnley as his last 2 opponents, but he did fail to produce returns in both of these games. Jimenez has obviously been fairly impressive recently, getting himself 2 goals and 1 assist in his last 6 appearances, but with these 2 recent blanks against Norwich and Burnley and difficult upcoming fixtures, it definitely is a good opportunity to move him on. Consequently, I do think his price could drop over the coming game weeks as he faces Liverpool, Man City, Brighton and Chelsea as his next 4 opponents, which is just about as hard as it gets in terms of fixtures. The Wolves forward could have been played in by Adama Traore in Game Week 15, but I do think even if he did get a return in this game week, I still would have been looking to move him on, as I think, as was said before, his price should be decreasing and he has incredibly difficult fixtures where I'm not too sure he can produce the returns. So that's all I've got for today for the buy, hold, sell of FPL Game Week 15. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to show support for the channel as we're trying to hit 7k subs by the start of Game Week 15. And also click that notification bell so you guys don't miss any future uploads, and leave a comment what your transfer plans are for the upcoming game week. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.